How you doing? Mark with Buyers Products. Today we're going to go over the wiring of a tarp system. We're going to do the do's and the don'ts so everybody knows how to wire it up. Let's go over the tools. First thing we'll talk about is the tools. We have a pair of wire cutters. You'll definitely need these. You're going to need a set of wire crimps. This is to crimp your ring terminals. You're going to need a screwdriver. I choose to use this one. It's a multi-screwdriver. It's got a Phillips end on one side, a flathead on the other side. You can use separate screwdrivers if you want. 1/4-inch ratchet. We don't need to apply a lot of torque to the bolts, so a 1/4-inch would be fine. And a 1/4-inch socket set. It goes from 3/16 up to a 9/16 socket. Now that we went over the tools, let's go over the components of the kit. First box we have right here is a Tarp rocker switch wiring kit. We'll go ahead and open it up. And we'll have all the part numbers on the screen right here. So the first thing is a solenoid cover. Second thing is a solenoid. This is a 20-foot wire. It's got 3 strands, 18 gauge in there. And if you look, all the wire ends are on it already. Makes it much easier, convenient to wire up to the solenoid. We have a rocker switch and a mount for the rocker switch. We're going to review the motor next. This is a 12 volt 90 to 1 2.1 horsepower motor. It's one of our newest additions. It's a very strong motor. It's probably the strongest one in the industry. If I can get it out of here. So if you look, it's got a 5-hole mount system on it, which is standard for the industry. It'll fit 3 mount or 5-hole mounts. Next thing we have is the wire. The roll of wire comes in 60 foot, and it's a 6-gauge wire, duplex, side-by-side wire. Now we can go ahead and start putting it together. Now that we went over the tools and the components, let's start off with crimping these wire ends. I pre-crimped everything, but I'm going to show you the proper way of doing it. A lot of people will take your wire in. Come on, we've all done this. Put it on here, and just go to your toolbox. If we don't have the proper tools, grab a pair of vice grips, squeeze as hard as you can, and the next thing you know, you think you got it right, and you go to put it on, and your wire end falls off because you didn't use the proper tools. Do yourself a favor. We'll put the wire end back on here. That's a new one. Grab yourself a pair of crimpers. If you look, you got a little knot right there on the crimpers. Put that over top of here. Clamp it down, squeeze it, take them off, and that's on there good. It's not going to slide off as if you did vice grips. So do yourself a favor, get yourself a set of wire crimpers before you start this job if you don't have them already. So the next step is wiring up the solenoid. Right here's the solenoid. You have 4 main posts on here. Take all the nuts off of them. Take your lock washers off, set them off to the side, don't lose them. If you lose one, go to your junk drawer or whatever you need to. They are a 5/16 thread, 18, if you need a replacement one. And here's the wire we're gonna put on here. It's 6-gauge wire we talked about earlier in the description of all the parts. If you look right here, this post right here says ground. Can you see that? Where it says ground right there, G and D? So that automatically makes the top one your positive. If you screw these wires up, if you put ground here, positive here, you might as well take that part and throw it in the trash because you just smoked it. So put your ground on first. Just keep everything finger tight that we can make adjustments. Your positive wire goes up on top. Remember, that's very critical. Can't stress that enough to you. We get calls all the time, tech support, hey, my solenoid don't work. First thing they say is, how's your wires hooked up? They tell us, and 90% of the time they're backwards and it's junk. These have a tremendous rate. They don't go bad. They're just really good quality parts. Once you have these on here, let's go ahead and hook up your wire here, your 18-gauge wire. The black one, it's got a 5-amp fuse in it. It's an inline fuse. Then you have 2 cinder wires, and you have a positive wire that goes to the positive side right here. So first thing I always do is just hook the positive wire up, slide it over the terminal, tighten the nut down, and you're good. These nuts are 1/2 inch, so you need a 1/2 inch socket on these. These 2 wire ends here, it does not matter what terminals you put these on. You can put these both right here on these spade terminals on the bottom of the solenoid. Slide that one on and this one on here. Now once you got this hooked up, I usually mount this inside the battery box of the truck. If you have a battery that's inside the cab, they're always underneath the passenger seat. Lift up the bottom cushion of the seat, mount this, and then run your wires to your battery. Do not hook them up until the job's done though. Very critical. You don't want these things hot while you're hooking this up. Next step is let's hook up your breaker. We have a 40 amp breaker, which is included in this switch kit. This is another important piece. You got a gold terminal and you have a silver terminal. So the wire, 6 gauge wire going to the battery, you want the gold side headed to the battery. You don't want it after the battery. So this one's going to the solenoid here. That's the silver side that goes there. The other side of the wire is going over to the battery post to your positive side, which is right here. You want that hooked up there. Another key important thing to do is keep no more than 12 inches of wire before your breaker. If you have a short in the system, this breaker will trip, and you want that as close to the battery as you can. You don't want this halfway down the truck, because if you got a short in there, that wire from the battery to the breaker will catch fire and burn. So minimize by keeping it close to the battery. Now that you got the solenoid mounted, our next thing is let's run this wire here, switch wire, signal wire. They're both, you got 3 inside of here, they're all 18 gauge. The black wire is your positive wire. These 2 other ones are your signal wires to your rocker switch. Don't get lazy and run this right from the battery box to your tower. Run this thing under the floor, up into your air lines, and run it through the same thing beside your airline hole, or if you got to drill a new hole, run it there. Mount this on your tower or dash, wherever you need to, and here's your rocker switch. We just went over the black one is your positive, that's your hot one, signal wire. Put that on the center post. If you look on this switch, your rocker switch, you have 3 spade terminals. So these outside ones are going to be the one activating the solenoid. The center one's going to be your 12 volt. So on your 3-strand wire here, take the black one, slide it onto your center terminal, and that's going to power your switch up. As you rock the switch, these are your 2 signal wires, which will throw power to the solenoid, and it will activate the solenoid to the motor. So the next thing we're going to wire up is these 2 terminals here. These are going to your motor. A lot of people get weird that you need to hook these up in a certain way. Does not need to be hooked up anyway. This is going to be positive, that'd be negative. You activate your switch, that'd be positive, that'd be negative. So it's a reversing solenoid. Just keep in mind, there's no right way or wrong way to hooking these 2 wires up here. So I just got a short wire here. So this is going to be the same whether it's a dump truck or a dump trailer or just a tractor. All this is going to be the same. So we're going to hook these 2 wires up here to the solenoid, reversing solenoid, slide those on there. Put your hardware on here. Once again, this is all 1/2 inch hardware. You'll need a 1/2 inch socket or a wrench, whatever you choose, your choice. Put those on there. At that point, you take your remaining wire. I just got a 3-foot wire just for demonstration, but you'll need the remaining wire here to go from the switch. You'll run this from the switch down the frame of the truck, up to the hinge pin of the dump truck, and back up to the motor. So you're going to use every bit of that wire. So don't set that aside or throw it away. You're going to use it all. So let's say that this motor is mounted onto the Tarp system already. You're going to run those wires up to the motor. And you're going to take your wire ends and put them onto the motor. And same, These things on the bottom of the motor, you have a red terminal and you got a black terminal. It don't really matter which way you hook those up. You can put red on red, you can put black on red, because that reversing solenoid is going to be alternating the current as you activate it to make the motor go forward and backwards. I got those wires on. We're inside of a building right now, so I really don't have a 12-volt battery in here, but what I do have is a 12-volt power source. That's going to allow us to run the tarp. So right here, we're going to use these two wires here as a 12-volt power source. We're going to hook it up to our wire that we hooked up to the solenoid already. And these are the two that's very critical. It has to go to the positive side and negative side of the battery. So those are hooked up. That's going to simulate the battery right there. I'll turn the power on. Now that everything's hooked up right, here's your rocker switch. You push open, hold the motor. I'm going to hold the motor because it's going to jump a little bit. And it works. We want to go the opposite way, hit the rocker switch on the other side, and it's going to spin the other way. Right there is counterclockwise. Clockwise, rotate it the other way. So that's going to be your open and close. Depending on how your motor is, it's going to work the system. If you go to open the system and it's actually closing, which it can do, you can reverse these two wires on the motor, switch those from one side to the other, and it will make the motor go the opposite directions. And that's everything we need to know about wiring a tarp system. Thanks for watching the video. If you're still unsure, rewind it, watch that section again. It's that easy to do. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you still need some other parts or pieces, always go to buyersproducts.com. We have a lot of stuff on that website. Catch you on the next time.